California to approve testing of truly driverless cars. California is set to open its roads up for the first time to self-driving vehicles with no human drivers. The Department of Motor Vehicles announced plans to allow testing on state roads later this year of truly driverless cars. Until now, California has only allowed testing of autonomous vehicles with a driver ready to take over if something goes wrong. The proposed change would allow testing of vehicles with no steering wheel or pedal controls. However, any driverless vehicle being tested must be remotely controllable and able to stop itself in an emergency. A hearing will be held next month to get public comments on the issue before the change can take effect. Officials say they hope the new rules can receive final approval by December. The proposed rules open the path for self-driving cars to be widely sold and used throughout the state, officials said. Truly driverless vehicles could be available for sale in California as early as 2018. The cars must also meet all federal safety requirements to be allowed on California roads. The U.S. government released its own set of guidelines for driverless vehicles last September. Officials said the guidelines were intended to bring about a responsible introduction of autonomous technology in a safe, clean, efficient way. California is the largest automobile market in the United States. Currently, 27 companies have permission to test autonomous vehicles on the state's public roads. These include major U.S. and foreign car makers, as well as technology companies like Google and Uber. Ride-sharing company Uber was forced to pull its test cars out of California last December after a dispute with officials over required permits. Uber had argued it did not need state permits for testing because its vehicles were not fully autonomous. But last week, Uber finally gave in to state officials and got the required permit to test its self-driving cars in California. Autonomous vehicle. An autonomous vehicle is a car that is capable of sensing its environment and navigating without human input. It is also known as a driverless car and self-driving car. Autonomous vehicle in the story. Until now, California has only allowed testing of autonomous vehicles with the driver ready to take over if something goes wrong. Steering wheel. A steering wheel is a wheel that you hold and turn to control the direction of a car. Steering wheel in the story. The proposed change would allow testing of vehicles with no steering wheel or pedal controls. Emergency. An emergency is a serious, unexpected, and often dangerous situation which requires immediate action. Emergency in the story. However, any driverless vehicle being tested must be remotely controllable and be able to stop itself in an emergency. Doctors are going to give the patient an emergency treatment. As early as. You can use as early as to emphasize that a particular time or period is surprisingly early. As early as in the story. Truly driverless vehicles could be available for sale in California as early as 2018. Dispute. A dispute is a serious argument or disagreement between people or groups. Dispute in the story. Ride-sharing company Uber was forced to pull its test cars out of California last December after a dispute with officials over required permits. They have been in a dispute for a long time.